What is good, everybody? Unc, I see you with these damn subs. You're the fucking goat. You already know that. Big Daddy Unc. I saw the message. I didn't read the Facebook message yet. We'll go over it and Oh shit, hold up. We'll go over it. What's good, guys? What's good, Unc? We'll go over it in during the stream, but I did see the message. I just didn't check it yet. We are back. Um, I had some adult things that I needed to do over the past 2 weeks. So I have not been posting as much as I should have been, but we're back on it today. I'll be back on it as soon as, not even as soon as possible, right now. But yeah, let's get right into this, guys. We don't like wasting nobody's time. The bitch shaking it, showing it. You this, you that. We laughing at them together. Oh! So stop treating these mother like they mean something. Let's go to TikTok. All right, let's get right into this. And Unc, yes, I did see that the Carmelo shit. I watched the video. If that's what you sent me, the footage of the video, I definitely watched it already. And I came to the conclusion, like, there was no point in that time in video where I was like, oh shit, this shit might get crazy. There's too many niggas around. If niggas was really afraid for their life, it would have been a big spectacle. There's no way you could have been afraid of your life with that many adults around. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't, it wasn't going for me. So, and then the nigga ran away like he did something wrong. If you're defending yourself, you would have just stood there and been like, you defended yourself. It would have been obvious, but the nigga ran away like, oh shit, I fucked up, and he knew he did. But yeah. So that didn't change my thought process after the trial. He's definitely guilty. But yeah. As you can see today, we're gonna be talking about how Israel and U.S. might be fighting, even though, we like to put quotation marks near that because it's just all a spectacle for the Jews. And then we'll be talking about how Myron and we'll be talking about how why Israel is bombing Lebanon, because I know a lot of people don't understand why Israel keeps bombing Lebanon. So we're gonna go over that as well today. So let's get right into this video.
The United States and Iran are participating in negotiations to try to come to a final deal to end the war that the U.S. has been waging against Iran.
Now, understand what he just said, the United States and Iran. He didn't say United States, Israel, and Iran, because Israel doesn't want to make a deal. They just want to keep fucking bombing Lebanon, and they want to finish they want to take out Hezbollah, but they'll bomb the entire block to take out Hezbollah
for more than 100 days. However, those talks are not going very well. This June, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance traveled to Switzerland, where he participated in talks with Iranian officials.
Text VP, so we have your fucking personal phone, and we can track you. Well, they can track you anyways.
That were brokered by Pakistan and Qatar. This is just the beginning of the negotiation process, and it's likely to take several weeks. But Iran already has concerns that the U.S. is not serious about abiding by its commitments according to this agreement. Because as part of the larger deal, it's not only the U.S. war against Iran that's supposed to end, but all of the wars in the region. And yet, Israel continues to attack Lebanon, despite the fact that the deal says very clearly that Israel has to stop attacking Lebanon. So in response to the constant violations of this deal by Israel, Iran announced that it would reclose the Strait of Hormuz. This is the world's most important oil transit choke point. Before the U.S. started this war in late February, 20% of the globally traded oil passed through this narrow strait on a daily basis. Iran has used this strait as important geostrategic leverage in this conflict. And Iran has made it very clear that if Israel does not abide by the agreement and continues to attack Lebanon, it will close the strait once again, which could cause a massive shortage of global oil and could cause oil and gasoline prices to once again skyrocket. So this has led to a big debate. Many people are asking if Israel will be able to sabotage the negotiations that the U.S. is carrying out with Iran. The Israeli regime has made it clear that it does not like this deal. It does not want the U.S. to sign this deal with Iran.
When they say when he says they made it clear that they don't like this, when I mean they made it clear, they made it so fucking clear that they're even talking shit about Trump in the Israeli um government officials are talking shit about Trump and saying how bad it is. Even the Jewish the not the Jewish incels, but like even like the Jewish led like Ben Shapiro, he's talking shit about it. Like that's how bad it is. Like everybody that is pro Israel is like, oh, Trump is dumb.
Because Israel wants regime change in Iran. And Trump thought that they could carry out regime change when they launched this war of aggression on the 28th of February, carrying out these surprise attacks where they carried out so-called decapitation strikes against all of the Iranian leadership. And the U.S. arrogantly thought that it could simply overthrow the Iranian government and put in power a puppet regime, maybe the son of the former Shah, the former monarch, the so-called crown prince who's been living much of his life in the U.S.
But what's funny is they kicked them out. They kicked him out. The Iranians kicked him out. So why the fuck would you think if we put his son in, it's going to be any better? They're going to kick that nigga out too.
But Washington learned that actually Iran was much stronger than it thought. However, Israel is absolutely obsessed with regime change in Iran, and this is why Netanyahu has tried to sabotage this agreement. However, I think a lot of this is simply hot air. It's done for public relations reasons, because the reality is that if the U.S. truly wanted to stop the Israeli war in Lebanon, the U.S. could force Israel to stop overnight.
No, literally just by stop giving them weapons. The same situation with Ukraine. The Ukraine war would end today if we stopped funding and giving them weapons.
Immediately by telling Israel that it's no longer going to give any military support, and top Israeli military officials have acknowledged that Israel cannot wage these wars without U.S. support. A senior Israeli Air Force official told the major Israeli newspaper that Israel could not, for instance, wage war in Gaza without U.S. support, and yet in Gaza, this was largely a defenseless population.
No, literally defenseless civilians, and it's a small area. Like the Gaza Strip is so damn small. Imagine they wouldn't be able to fight them for that little ass area for only a few months. Like that's how bad. That's how much we fund. That's how much we give Israel military help.
There were some fighters, but very few, and they had very primitive technology. In Lebanon, you do have some armed resistance groups fighting against the Israeli occupation, and they have access to more advanced weaponry. So if Israel couldn't fight in Gaza without U.S. support, there's no way that it could ever fight in Lebanon without U.S. support.
Tell him
like no way in hell.
Creating an agent and naming him Tony. Now let's give him context.
And ironically, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has publicly admitted this. Vance gave a press conference at the White House in which he actually criticized Israel and said that the U.S. is the only remaining major ally that Israel has in the entire world, which, by the way, is pretty much true. The Israeli regime is completely isolated. Netanyahu is a complete maniac who's wanted by the International Criminal Court for the crimes against humanity that he's carried out against the Palestinian people in Gaza. And now he's doing something very similar in Lebanon. So listen to these remarks.
And that's just so funny because he's literally a war criminal. He's wanted by the ICC. There's more than one person. There's more than, in the ICC, there's more than one country in the ICC. So if he's wanted by more than one country, that means he's actually doing what they investigating. And that's what people don't understand, is that it's not just, Iran doesn't like Israel. Nobody likes Israel. Like nobody likes them. So that's why they have to fight so hard in the regions that they're in, because Nobody likes them because they're genociding the Palestinians,
from
which
JD
are
Vance
Arab.
in this press conference. But I also think you should keep in mind the hypocrisy here, because in the same press conference, Vance acknowledged that in the past 3 months, the U.S. has given Israel 2/3 of all of its military aid.
Like, if 109 bars kick you out, it's not the bars. I think it might be you, bro.
But to some of these cabinet members in Israel who are attacking the President of the United States, the other thing that I would say is that over the last 3 months, 2/3 of the defensive weapons that have protected your homeland have been built by American hands and paid for by American tax dollars.
So this is Vance acknowledging that
And we
Israel
saw that
cannot
on
carry out
Friday.
this war in Lebanon without U.S. support. He's boasting of how the U.S. is supporting Israel. Listen to these remarks and keep in mind this question in the back of your head. If the U.S. truly wanted Israel to stop attacking Lebanon, why does it keep giving military aid to Israel? It should cut it off immediately. Listen here.
There's a report in Axios that Netanyahu's fuming over this. Israel doesn't feel bound to the MOU as it relates to Lebanon. If, as you mentioned, your frustration with Israel striking in Beirut, hitting apartment buildings, if that continues, could it torpedo the deal? And what would the U.S.'s response be to a broader war in Lebanon involving Israel and Hezbollah?
Yeah, well, I don't want to get into hypotheticals that could torpedo the deal, because I think the president's expectation is that all of our friends, the Israelis, the Arabs in the region, we're going to work together and actually see this deal to completion. Now, I saw the Axios report.
They're not, though. Israel has already said that they don't like the deal. So why do you just, I don't want to work on hypotheticals. I like to, we expect that they're going to work with us. Israel doesn't want to work with you. Why the fuck would you expect them to? Why would you expect the Iranians to work with you?
That Netanyahu is fuming. That's not reflective of the conversations that I've had with him, but maybe he's saying something to somebody else that he's not saying to me. What I will say, and this does bother me, is that you've seen people within Bibi's cabinet who have come out and attacked the deal, and in some ways very personally attacked the President of the United States. And I guess my message to them would be twofold. Number one, Donald J. Trump is the only head of state in the entire world who is sympathetic to the nation of Israel at this moment in time. And he happens to be the head.
So that's not good. That doesn't sound like a good thing. Okay. Trump is the only one in the whole fucking world who feels sorry for the Israelis. That's not good. Why are you the only one who feels sorry for the Israelis? You don't feel sorry for the Palestinians either? Or I really don't get it.
Head of state of the world's superpower. If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have anywhere left in the entire world. And the second message I would give to some of those cabinet members, Bibi, to his credit, has not gone down this path, but to some of these cabinet members in Israel who are attacking the President of the United States, the other thing that I would say is that over the last 3 months, 2/3 of the defensive weapons that have protected your homeland have been built by American hands and paid for by American tax dollars. The problem for Israel is not Donald J. Trump. And anybody in Israel who thinks their biggest problem is the President of the United States needs to wake up and smell the reality of the situation that country is in. Thank you all.
Basically saying, we're the only ones who fuck with you, so stop talking shit about us. That's the nigga version.
Note that was how
Imagine bro is walking out and you're still screaming questions. Hey, what? Like, nigga, he's gone.
JD Vance ended the press conference with a kind of proverbial
EVE Online is a
Some bullshit.
mic drop, and there's been a lot of coverage of this in the media. But like I said earlier, I think a lot of this is hot air. It's for public performance. The Trump administration wants to try to convince the MAGA base that they're pushing back against Israel and they're against Israel's attacks on Lebanon. But my response would be, put up or shut up. If the U.S. truly wants Israel to stop attacking Lebanon, cut off the support. Stop sending weapons to Israel, because as Vance acknowledged, Israel can only attack Lebanon because the Trump administration continues to support it.
And he just said that. And I promise you, what's so funny, niggas will be like, no, Israel doesn't need military support from America to attack. We have our own. I'm telling you, we'll see it. We'll see it. Don't worry. Fuck me.
The
Watch that
United
bullshit.
States and Iran are participating. Note that was how J.D. Vance ended the that they're pushing back on attacking Lebanon. Cut off the support. Stop sending weapons to Israel. Administration continues to support it. Of course, this is not new with Trump. This is bipartisan in the U.S.
U.S. military aid to Israel, October 7, 2023 to September 24th, 2025. Foreign military financing, offshore procurement, missile defense, replenishing arms delivered to Israel from U.S. stocks, ammunition procurement, boosting U.S. arms production capabilities. All comes to $21.7 billion we've given to Israel over the past 2 years.
So from October 2023, which was during the Biden administration, until September 2025, in the first year of Trump's administration, the U.S. gave Israel $21.7 billion of military aid, including foreign military financing, offshore procurement, missile defense, replenishing arms delivered to Israel from U.S. stocks, ammunition procurement, and boosting U.S. arms production capabilities. Moreover, if you look at all of the aid that the U.S. has given to Israel in the history of Israel, and this is not adjusted for inflation, this is according to official data from the U.S. government, it is $175 billion. Again, that is not adjusted for inflation. If you adjusted for inflation, it would be significantly higher.
Right.
We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars of U.S. aid to Israel. And by the way, when we're talking about this issue of aid, it's very important to understand that most of this money gets recycled back into the U.S. military-industrial complex. It's not like the U.S. is just giving big piles of cash to Israel to do whatever it wants. This is money that the U.S. is spending on weapons produced by corporations, for-profit companies in the military-industrial complex, like Boeing and Lockheed Martin and General Dynamics and Raytheon. And then those weapon systems and that ammunition and those missiles are being shipped over to Israel. So at the end of the day, it's the military-industrial complex that is profiting from all of this.
Yeah, so basically he just said, according, what about Israel? That's so funny because we existed before them. But what's funny is that we give them money for them to spend it in our country. Like, imagine I'm giving you money. I give you money to come shop at my store. I'm not fucking making money. I'm losing money. But the nigga who's shopping definitely ain't losing shit either. So it's like we're getting fucked on both ends. Not only are we giving them money to shop with us, we don't even get the benefits of them shopping with us. We don't even see that shit. Only the corporations do. So it's like we pay them to go shop. I tell you, this shit is crazy.
So when you hear these hypocritical comments from people in the U.S. government like J.D. Vance, correctly pointing out that Israel is totally isolated on the international stage and the U.S. is the only major ally it has left, and then Vance says, be grateful, we're giving you 2/3 of your weapons. You know, my response is the famous Shakespearean quote, thou doth protest too much. If you're serious about actually coming to some kind of peace deal with Iran, then stop helping Israel wage war in violation of the deal. Put up or shut up.
No, literally.
In reality,
that's literally all Iran is saying is like, bro, Lebanon, you can't keep bombing Lebanon. You have to stop bombing Lebanon. Israel cannot seem to stop bombing Lebanon.
What all of this exposes is how the U.S. government is not.
And that's why we're going to get into this. That's why we're going to get into why Israel is bombing Lebanon, because niggas don't understand why they keep bombing Lebanon, even though the reason why is their fault. But actually kind of true. A lot of the Russian, yep. In New York. I mean, but the thing is, the Jews might have been their financial, but there were a lot of they. I'm trying to think of what I want to say. It was they did help bring America to its to be America, but it was more of like a financial help. I wouldn't say they had, because the way the founding fathers made the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, it wouldn't allow for the for like for instance, like how Israel runs as like an ethno state, it wouldn't allow that, where we're just like an ethno state and we can like uh how Israel treats the Palestinians, we would be treating the Native Americans as such, and Jesuits. Yeah, we can have that. We can have that discussion. Founding fathers are Masons and Jesuits. Sure, but they're not. They weren't pro Zionist, if that makes sense. They weren't like, they didn't really care about the Jewish. They didn't really care about the Jewish plot to get to Israel or to have a Jewish land. So it wasn't like they were being guided by the Jews to make a land for, like, it just like, Jews were there, but they weren't the main reason of America becoming America.
Not actually committed to peace. And I'm reminded of
In the
comments that
1600s?
were made
Facts.
by Alexander Haig, who was a top U.S. Army general, and he was the Secretary of State in the Ronald Reagan administration in the 1980s. And this is what this top U.S. government official said. Quote, Israel is the largest American aircraft carrier in the world that cannot be sunk, end quote. And Netanyahu, the dictator of Israel, the longest serving leader of the country, has made very similar comments. He referred to Israel as, quote, a mighty aircraft carrier, end quote, of the United States, of the U.S. empire. And Iran understands this. Tehran recognizes that it's Washington that actually has.
We wouldn't have because the America we have now, influence from the Jews is fucked up. So we wouldn't have America wouldn't be as bad as it is now if we didn't have that Jewish influence in us. No, did he?
Has the power here. There's this narrative
Pause.
we hear from many people who say that Israel is the tail wagging the dog. I think that is completely wrong. The U.S. absolutely has the ability to stop Israel's attack on Lebanon immediately if it actually wanted to stop the attack on Lebanon, which is why Iran is using the leverage it has and saying that it's going to reclose the Strait of Hormuz until the U.S. actually abides by the deal. Tehran recognizes that it's the U.S. that has the power here over.
They hate him so much they don't even like saying his name. They call him JC. You know that guy JC? They hate him so they don't even like saying his name, Unc.
Israel, and this is the most important leverage that Iran has. In fact, what's funny is Trump himself admitted this. He said the quiet part loud. In a press conference held at the G7 summit in France this June, Trump admitted that there were only 4 weeks left of oil in the international reserves of countries around the world, including in the United States. The U.S. maintains something called the SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, and the U.S. SPR stockpile of oil is at the lowest level in 43 years.
And what's so funny is there'll be a nigga on Facebook or Instagram and be like, we're not running out of oil. Are you crazy? The oil prices are like that because we have oil. We're not running out.
So Trump admitted this in this press conference and said that if they do not come to some kind of deal to end the war, then there will be economic bedlam. The price of oil will skyrocket. There simply won't be oil available for purchase. Listen here.
Atera is the IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and tickets.
But what this does is it allows the ships to go. If we keep bombing, those ships won't be going. And you're talking about $500, $600, $700 million a day It's a lot of money. A lot of money. That's why the world is
A lot of
okay. It's
money.
liquid. It's fine. Also, we run out of reserves in about 4 weeks. You know, there are reserves all over the world, and we would really run out. And there'll be a time when you wouldn't be able to get it. And you want to see Bedlam? So for all those so-called geniuses that want to show me how smart they are, ask them why didn't they blow up General Soleimani? Ask that of the general and a couple of other people that I like very much, but boy, are they wrong.
So Iran recognizes that it has this very important leverage over the US and over the global economy, the oil weapon, the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. So now that Iran is again vowing to close the Strait of Hormuz because the US and Israel are violating the deal, Trump is using Fox News to threaten Iran once again. According to Fox News, this is the message that Trump is sending to Iran.
President Trump tells Fox News he spoke with Iranian officials overnight and said, you close it and you won't have a country. He went
Tel Aviv, Israel, Fox News, Tel Aviv, and Israel. Like,
on to tell these officials, you won't even make it back to your effing country. President Trump, during our call, responded directly to those comments by Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian. President Trump told Fox News he better watch his mouth, he better shape up, or we'll take over the rest of the country. President Trump leaving a variety of considerations on the table and says that the United States could become the guardian angel of the Strait of Hormuz and collect tolls itself while taking oil. Around 20%, the president says.
So again, now we're threatening the Iranian government and saying, if you don't fucking do what we say, we're gonna fuck you. So I mean, you've already killed their leaders. You've killed a lot of their leaders. What else do you think you could possibly do that's gonna make them change besides going in with boots on the ground? What do you think he's gonna do? So it's like either put the boots on the ground or shut the fuck up. But I know he's not gonna do that because they would get. They would get so fucked by Iran if they got boots on the ground. It would really be a wrap because the Iranian terrain is like Iraq, but they're very more well prepared for this. So
Trump is threatening Iran once again, and he can issue as many threats as he wants, but he himself admitted that Iran has this massive leverage over the US and the global economy, and Trump himself acknowledged that there are only 4 weeks of oil left.
Also, we run out of reserves in about 4 weeks. You know, there are reserves all over the world. And
I'm telling you, we'll play this video. Niggas will be like, we're not running out of oil. The oil prices aren't changing because we're not running out.
We would really run out.
This is why Trump was forced to make a deal with Iran. But if the US government doesn't pull the leash that it has on Israel, then it demonstrates that the US is not serious about this deal with Iran. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way to actually come to this deal with Iran. Israeli officials have admitted publicly that they cannot wage any of these wars without US military assistance. And it's clear what Israel is trying to do here. Israel wants to colonize the bottom roughly 1/5 of Lebanese territory, controlling all of southern Lebanon up to the Litani River. And by the way, in this area, there are some very important, profitable natural gas fields located offshore. And Israel wants to exploit those as well, in addition to colonizing southern Lebanon and expanding its colonial project. And in order to do so, Israel is authoritarian law. In southern Lebanon, these orders have been used as a deliberate tool to forcibly displace civilians from their homes, tens of thousands of whom Israel has then prevented from returning home. This constitutes unlawful transfer, which, as a grave breach of the Fourth Geneva Convention, amounts to a war crime.
So basically, Israel will come in, start bombing. Even if they don't bomb you, they're like, hey, get out of here. We're about to start bombing. As soon as you start coming, okay, we done bombing. As soon as you come back, a note on your door says, don't come back. Like, what? Imagine. Like, so are you that? And that's why, this is why Iran is so angry, because Israel is not only just bombing Lebanon, they are bombing everybody and taking the land in Lebanon. That's why it was so funny when that jackass was on Instagram was like, oh, well, those are just bombs, buddy. Israel's just bombing them. They're not gonna hold up the city. Why the fuck do you think they're bombing them? For fun? Because they just bored. They want to bomb the city? No, they want that shit.
End quote. And by the way, this is not just the case in Lebanon. Israel is using the same playbook in Gaza. In May, Netanyahu ordered the Israeli military to take over and colonize 70% of the territory of Gaza. And the plan is eventually to expand that to 100%. Israel wants to colonize all of Gaza in violation of every agreement that has been made. And UN experts have been saying for nearly a year now, since 2025, that Israel is constantly violating the so-called ceasefire in Gaza, and yet the US continues to give it weapons, helping it violate the so-called ceasefire that Trump took credit for brokering. CNN published a very revealing article this May titled, "Gaza Risks Becoming Permanently Divided, Top Official Warns." And it noted that Israel has carried out near daily airstrikes in Gaza ever since the so-called ceasefire went into effect. And for Palestinians, the war is not over. There is no ceasefire. It's all fake. It's a charade. It's an illusion. And again, I need to stress that this can only happen because the US government is supporting it. It's allowing it to happen. In fact, this May, the Trump administration bypassed congressional review in order to fast track an arms deal of $8.6 billion to Israel, as well as to the Gulf regimes like the UAE, which were directly attacking Iran in this war. So the Trump administration is still giving billions of dollars of weapons and ammunition and missiles. So again, all of this explains why I'm deeply skeptical and suspicious about the comments made by people like JD Vance. Vance is trying to convince the MAGA base that he's pushing back against Israel.
Yeah, this is all just it's all just for show, guys. Midterms is coming up. Vance knows he wants to get elected. Like we were talking, like what did Valhalla say on Friday? If let's say Trump says, I'm too sick, like how Joe Biden did. Kamala didn't have to run against nobody. She just got the automatic spot. So they do that. Now if JD Vance looks good, JD was going against Israel. JD was saying Israel this, Israel that. They're not doing good. Let's maybe vote for him. He might be America first. JD is backed, like Valhalla said, by Peter Thiel. JD is backed by Peter Thiel and the technocrats. All I forgot what it's called in California that but that's who Peter Thiel, Jewish, Palantir type shit. So not I wasn't thinking about Palantir. I was thinking about what they called that area and that I forgot what they call it for the Elon Musk and Peter Thiel's. I forgot what they called them niggas. But yeah, he runs Palantir. Peter Thiel is Palantir's fucking CEO, made by Peter Thiel. So why would we want a nigga made Silicon Valley? There we go. Why would we want a nigga named fucking nigga who literally gets mentored by the biggest Jewish pro-Israel? And I think he's gay too. I swear I think he's gay, but let me, I don't want to, he might sue me. I don't want to put no. Oh, see, yes, he is. He's gay. Why the fuck would we want this nigga? This is JD Vance's mentor. This is how they made this. Why the fuck would we want this gay ass Jewish nigga mentoring our president? What the fuck is that gonna do for us? But yeah, this is all a facade. Don't believe it. JD Vance is just putting on a show so that he can get some likes back because he knows his fucking whole political career is in a shithole because of Trump and Israel. So just a show. Shout out to Ben with the facts. I love Ben. I like watching Ben because he shows us where he gets his information from. He's not just fucking talking to us. Appreciate you, Ben. Now let's get into this. Why Israel keeps bombing Lebanon. JD look good? Why not? But the reason Israel keeps bombing Lebanon is because when they started the war and killed the Ayatollah, he was the leader of the Axis of Powers. I want to say the Axis of Resistance. There we go. And when they killed the leader of the Axis of Resistance, that's what activated Hezbollah, because that's like if somebody bombed and killed Trump, the military would get activated and we would go attack whoever bombed them. I think the opposite. Trump and JD hate each other. He got JD trying to work on a deal knowing it will fail. Knowing it will fail because of the Israelis. I wouldn't say they hate each other. I would just more so say, I would say, I just think JD is trying to save face. I think he's trying to save face, not even his like people behind him, but just him. He's trying to save face because he sees where the ship is going. He sees how Americans are speaking. He might not say it, but he definitely might scroll on Instagram sometimes. Hate each other's guts? Oh, okay. I I I was I gotta see the video, but I don't see them hating each other though. Like I can see them not liking each other because, like I said, JD is Peter Thiel, Palantir backed, and Trump is Jewish backed too. JD was never a Trumper. I saw that. I saw that as well. JD was never a Trumper. But they both advocate for the bullshit. Like they both like. And what's worse is they both advocate for it. And JD literally just got on the stand and was like, "No, you need to watch who you're talking to because Trump is the only one who is your ally." But he's backed by Peter Thiel, so supposedly shot. Oh, I'm telling you. Like, so wait, are you saying JD is trying to stay with the Israel project, or are you saying, because I feel like they're both, I don't want to say I feel like they're both trying to do that. I feel like Trump is making money, but I can't say he's not pro-Israel because he's still helping Israel. But like I said, they see how Americans are acting and they don't like what's going on. But I could see how they don't like each other because, like I said, Trump isn't Jew made. He just follows them because of the money. Yeah. So we're saying the same thing then, but okay. Yeah, literally. So basically, he's faking. JD's faking right now. He still likes Israel, but he's faking, and Trump isn't faking. And what I mean by not faking, like Trump is when he says, "Okay, we need to stop," or because Trump hates him. Okay, but yeah, there we go. That makes sense.
Was a tweet that came off from a guy named Ben Gvir. Now, you guys that watch my my analysis, you guys know who Ben Gvir is, but I'm gonna pretend that some of you guys are not.
This is why I like Unc. Sometimes we not always right on the dot with each other, but we always end up somewhere in the, we always end up figuring out something, man. And that's why I appreciate you, because you're not like a little baby bitch. If I don't agree with you or if you don't agree with me, I tell you to leave, or you just leave and disappear. This is what fucking conversations are, and we're not the same color, guys.
Not familiar with who this guy is, or you guys are not familiar with my commentary on Israel. I've covered Ben Gvir extensively, but let's go ahead and talk about who he is, okay? Ben Gvir, guys, okay, here he is, and I'm glad that the world is finally waking up to who this.
He looks like a Jew, a fat. I think that's who. What's his name? Dan called him a fat Jew. Chop it up, but I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Guy is, okay? I've been talking about this dude for years. He's a big problem, but here he is. Itman Ben Gvir, okay, is an Israeli politician and lawyer who has served as the Minister of National Security since 2022, except for a 2-month gap in early 2025. He is the leader of Utzma Yehudit, Jewish Power, an Israeli far-right Kahanist and anti-Arab party, which won seats in the 2022 legislative election and is part of the 37th government of Israel. What you guys need to know about this guy is that he is a far-right, radical,
1,000 Muslims will cry.
Zealot, okay?
It might have been somebody else too that said, but they be talking. I'm telling you, they be talking shit, bro. Them niggas be talking shit and they don't give a fuck.
You know, they complain a lot about Iran being run by mullahs, you know, and religious zealots. This guy is worse.
I swear this is the nigga Dan was talking about when he was like the fat Jew. I think. Let me not say this is, but I think so. But yeah, like what's so funny is I know everybody remembers when X removed the translations because the Israelis were going crazy and saying blood needs to run in the streets and every Palestinian needs to be dead, even the kids. Like they had to remove the translation. 9/11 to wake up. Nigga said to wake up. Imagine. We need to kill some more of y'all so y'all can wake up and see how bad the Iranians are. Israelis need to kill y'all so you can see how bad the Iranians are.
This guy's a lot worse. A lot worse. Okay. You know, to give you guys an example, he is known for being a provocateur and has attracted headlines from a variety of reasons, threatening Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin on live television in 1995, shortly before his assassination. For those of you guys that don't know, Yitzhak Rabin orchestrated the Oslo Accords back in 1993 with Yasser Arafat. They were a legendary peace movement. It was the closest we ever come to a two-state solution, and it was supposed to get to that point eventually. It never did because Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated. He was assassinated by someone from the far-right Likud party, and many suspect that Netanyahu and people like Ben Gvir had a hand in it, okay? These guys don't want any type of assimilation.
Wait, are you telling me that when we almost had a two-state solution with the Palestinians and the Israelis, the guy who was getting ready to sign the orders was assassinated? What? That's crazy. There's no way Israel's people had to. There's no way Israelis had anything to do with that. There's no way.
Working with the Arabs at all, okay? If it were up to them, they would eradicate all the Arabs, okay? And basically has a portrait in his living room of a guy named Baruch Goldstein. This guy, Baruch Goldstein, is a known, since I'm on TikTok, I'm just gonna call him T. You guys know what that means, the T word, okay? And basically he murdered 29 Palestinians, okay, in Hebron back in 1994. When did he do this? He did.
Born Benjamin Carl Goldstein. They're always changing their names. They're so fucking annoying when they do that. Like you know you ain't shit when you gotta change your name. Like, I don't want to seem like I'm Jewish. Yeah, because you fucking know the Jews be fucking acting stupid. They be acting crazy.
Did it. He died in 1994. He did it. I think he did it in the 80s, Chav, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this guy, Baruch Goldstein, right? Ben Gvir has a portrait in his living room of this guy, okay?
Gay.
Has a portrait of Baruch Goldstein in his house, in his living room, okay? That is the equivalent of like someone like hanging up a picture of like Osama and being a politician. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Only the Israelis get away with stuff like this. Absolutely insane, okay? Absolutely insane. So he made a tweet, okay? I'm just gonna read you guys his tweet. It's crazy. I'm not surprised. He always says stuff like this. I'm glad that it finally went viral so people can see what type of individual this guy is, okay? But let's go ahead and read through it. Let's do it. Let's go back a little bit.
Oh no, these niggas aren't really Jewish. They're like Polish or some shit. They be trying to fake like they Jewish. Them niggas are like, cause BB's like, his family is from like Poland or some shit. And like that's what I was about to. I'm glad you said that, cause like most of them niggas are not even Jewish. They're just fucking. And then what's so funny is when I'm saying they're not even Jewish, like they don't even practice a religion. They're just claim they ethnically Jew. Like.
So for those of you guys that don't know, there's a war going on right now in Lebanon, okay? Israel, since March, early March, the Israelis have been invading and fighting with Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, okay? And the reason for this is because Israel has wanted to take southern Lebanon for a very long time, okay? This is something that they've been wanting to do since 1982, chat, okay? It's something that they've been wanting to do for a very, very long time, all right? And the reason why they want to take it is because strategically speaking, it's incredibly important for them to hold southern Lebanon as a security buffer, okay? Translation, they want to occupy it, okay? Let me show you guys this on the map real quick so you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? And we're going to talk about where some of the fighting is happening. Okay, so we go on a map here, as you guys can see here. Here's Israel, okay? And Israel, as you guys can see, not a big country, right? This is the Middle East. This is a snapshot of the Middle East right here. Okay, Iran is over here. Okay, as you guys know, Iran has been fighting with Israel and the United States. Okay, and they've been bombing all these different Gulf countries throughout the conflict. Okay, so what's going on right now, guys, is there is lots of fighting in southern Lebanon. And what the Israelis have been able to do is they've finally been able to get to the Litani River. The Litani River, guys, is right here, okay? They've always wanted to get to the Litani River, and they've been able to do it. And as they've gotten to the Litani River, they've been going ahead and taking territory all across southern Lebanon, okay? All across southern Lebanon. Now, the reason why they're doing this is because ever since October 7th, okay, the Israelis, ever since October 7th, when Hamas attacked, right, with Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, what ended up happening was Hezbollah has been shooting rockets into northern Israel, okay, into Haifa and all these different northern towns. Israel had to evacuate roughly 60,000 people out of this area, okay, to go south, because they couldn't, protect them while simultaneously waging a front down here in Gaza, okay? So, and Hezbollah did this tactically to force the IDF to move units up here to northern Israel so that not all of their resources can go into Gaza, okay? Now, as you guys know, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, etc., the axis of resistance, they obviously surround Israel. You got the Houthis down here, you got Hamas over here in Gaza Strip, you got the Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. And this has been a very bloody war for Israel, by the way, guys. This has been a very, very bloody war for Israel. And then you have, obviously, the Bashar al-Assad regime, which is out of power now. You got Jolani. And then you got, different...
What? IDF soldiers are dying? Oh, my God. No. It's not like any U.S. soldiers died for fucking the Iran war that this bitch-ass country wanted us to wage.
Different Iraqi militia groups like the Popular Mobilization Forces, etc. Okay? So, there's been lots of fighting going on here. And this fighting, guys, has been going on since March. Now, for a while, okay, if you go back to 2024... there was a ceasefire in place since September of 2024, pretty much, late 2024. And it was after Hezbollah and Israel, basically, Hezbollah was able to, Israel killed a guy named Hassan Nasrallah, okay? This guy right here, okay? Israel was able to assassinate this guy. This guy was the head of Hezbollah for a very long time, okay? Was very well liked in Axis. A lot of people liked him. He was a good speaker, etc. He gave a very famous speech back in 2000 when Hezbollah beat the Israelis, the spiderweb speech, okay? And this is why this area, by the way, has such great significance to the Israelis. The Israelis have not been able to take this over, guys, or make it this far since 2006, okay? And when Hezbollah beat the Israelis, they beat them in the 80s, and then they also beat them in the early 2000s. Hassan Nasrallah gave a very famous speech talking about Israel being weak like a spiderweb, okay? So Hassan Nasrallah was assassinated in November of 2024. Shortly after his assassination and the pager operations, you guys know what that Mossad ran, there was a ceasefire. This ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah basically led to the fall of Damascus and the Bashar al-Assad regime. Because after Hezbollah fell, this created the domino effect needed for the Ahmed al-Shara, aka Jolani, to basically take over. And he was originally stationed, this guy right here. Let me show you guys. I'll put pictures here so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm throwing a lot of names out here. But we're going to do some real analysis.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is
Ahmed al-Shara, right? This guy, aka Jolani. They just call him the head chopper, okay? Former member of Al-Qaeda. Yep, that Al-Qaeda. Yes, he was. He was a former member of Al-Qaeda, then he went to the White House. That's a whole other conversation. Anyway, hold on one sec. So what ended up happening, right, was this guy took over after Hezbollah fell. Because after Hezbollah fell, the Bashar al-Assad regime did not have the same level of support, okay, from Hezbollah. And what he was able to do was he basically took over. He left the Idlib province because that's where he was. He was the head of the HTS at the time, head del Sham. And he went into Aleppo, took over Aleppo, and then he worked his way down to Hama, Homs, and then he eventually took Damascus. And Bashar al-Assad, this guy had to run. He's currently in Russia. Okay, on asylum for obvious reasons. He's currently hiding it out in Russia. Bashar al-Assad was always an ally of Putin, right? So after that was done, Ahmed al-Shara came in and took power. He's the current president of Syria, and he's normalized relations with the United States and with Israel. Obviously, after the Hezbollah ceasefire happened, Israel and the United States played a huge role in supporting him in taking over Syria. Why? Because taking over Syria, okay, limits Hezbollah's ability to be replenished by Iran. As you guys know, Iran is the main backer center of a lot of these Shiite militia groups. So Iran, what they would do is they'd move weapons, rockets, guns, all these other types of resources into Lebanon, okay, via Syria. Once Ahmed al-Shara took power, Iran's ability to get weapons and supplies into Lebanon was significantly reduced, okay? Because Ahmed al-Shara, one of the first things he did was he got rid of the IRGC in Syria, okay? For those of you that don't know, the IRGC are these guys, okay? These guys, okay? These are the guys that basically have been fighting Israel in the United States. They're the ones that run the ballistic missile program and the drone program out of Iran, okay? And they are the ones that do the main backing under the supreme leader of the acts of resistance that are based in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and obviously Yemen. All the resistance groups, right? That fight Israel. So when the IRGC and Iran was no longer able to back Hezbollah because Ahmed al-Shara kicked them out, that obviously weakened Hezbollah and it put them in a very bad spot. So Hezbollah, for almost a year and a half, had a ceasefire with Iran. However, this all changed on February 28th.
With Israel.
We all know what happened on February 28th. The United States and Iran and Israel did a joint strike, okay, and attacked
Ayatollah
and killed Ali Khamenei, okay, the supreme leader of Iran. Now, Hezbollah warned that if they killed Ali Khamenei, that Hezbollah would get activated and the ceasefire would be over, and they would fight with Israel. And after they killed Ali Khamenei, okay, Hezbollah was activated and they joined the war. They officially joined the conflict, okay? This prompted Israel to invade Lebanon. Okay, that's how this all started. So there was a ceasefire. The ceasefire officially, well, which by the way, Israel violated it 10,000 times. That's a whole other conversation that Israel violated the ceasefire so many times. But what you guys need to know is that once the United States and Israel killed Ali Khamenei, who is the supreme leader over the axis of resistance, which includes Hezbollah, they were activated and they started to fight with Israel and shoot rockets into Israel. And this is what prompted Israel to invade Lebanon in March. Okay, that is how we are where we are now. So Israel has been in on a military crusade essentially to take land in southern Lebanon, and the reason why they are taking land is because southern Lebanon is run by Hezbollah. Okay, and Hezbollah are these guys right here. Let's put a picture to the name. Okay, this is them. Okay. They were created back in 1982 because of Israel invading Lebanon to go after the PLO. Quick little history for you guys. For those of you guys that are wondering, that's how Hezbollah was created. They were created literally to fight Israel in the early 80s when they invaded to try to take out the Palestinian Liberation Organization, the PLO, run by a guy named Yasser Arafat. This dude right here. It's gonna be very. I told you guys that we're gonna cook on this one. We're gonna go into a lot of the history so you guys know what's going on here and understand that this conflict is going on for a while, and there's a reason why the Israelis do not want to pull out of Lebanon. Okay, people think that this war is like new. No, dude. No, this has been a conflict that's been going on for a very long time. The Israelis are extremely invested in southern Lebanon for multiple reasons. Okay, like I told you guys from before, from a strategic perspective, from a political perspective, from a security perspective, from their eyes. Okay, so this is why Lebanon, they refuse to give it up. This is why they refuse to stop doing what they're doing. Okay, and this is why Trump is having a hard time dealing with them. Okay, now so going back to the map here, right? Like I said before, the Israelis have always wanted to take the Litani River and then work their way eventually up to Beirut. Why? Because the Hezbollah headquarters is up here in Beirut. Okay, now historically they've always struggled to make it past the Litani River. Okay, Hezbollah is a very capable fighting force. They always fuck up the Israelis when they fight. The Israelis have a tough time fighting back. So what they're able to do is they're always able to push them back because southern Lebanon, okay, is booby trapped everywhere. There's bunkers, there's rockets. A lot of the villages, a lot of the homes store rockets, and they're able to attack the Israelis, ambush the Israelis. Also, the Hezbollah is very good with drones. Very, very good with drones. Okay, as you guys know, drone warfare is where it is nowadays, right? That is the new warfare. This is how Ukraine is able to, still fight with and maintain some type of parity with the Russians. Okay, drone warfare is the new warfare. Okay, and Hezbollah has absolutely been using quite a bit of drones against the Israelis because the Israelis have been, moving very slowly, shooting artillery, using tanks, trying to segue in with the tanks, and Hezbollah's just been destroying them with drones. Okay, so
and drones don't cost shit for Iran to make.
A lot of the fighting guys have been concentrated at a certain castle. Okay, so this castle right here, okay, so I'm going to explain to you guys why the Israelis are having a very tough time with stopping the conflict, and I'm going to tell you right now. So there's a castle, okay, there we go, beautiful castle, right? This castle is very important, okay, and the Israelis were able to take it, okay, and this castle, the reason why it's so important, guys, is because it's in a strategically advantageous position. You're able to overlook everything, okay, and this castle also has quite a bit of historical and political reference as well. The Israelis were able to take it and they raised a flag over it. Okay, this is a castle that was actually, I think it goes back to the Crusades, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Beaufort or Belfort Castle, known locally as Kalat el Shakif, or Shakif Arnun, is a Crusader fortress in Nabatea Governorate, southern Lebanon, about 1 kilometer to the southeast of the village of Arnun. There was a fortification on the site before it was captured by Full King of Jerusalem in 1139, and construction of the Crusader castle probably began soon after. For those of you guys that don't know, Lebanon has a huge Christian population. Almost half the population is Christian, by the way, okay? Forgot to tell you guys that. Lebanon has a huge Christian population, okay? Christian Arabs, lots of them here, lots of them. So, so this castle obviously has a significant amount of political, historical, religious significance. And for the Israelis, this was a big W for them. So there's been lots of vicious fighting in this area, okay? Lots of vicious fighting in this area, okay?
Myron's fucking chat is going crazy.
Israel took it, and Hezbollah has been violently fighting back to get this castle because, like I said before, this castle is in an extremely advantageous area where you're able to look at southern.
Also, guys, don't forget, like Ben was saying, there's a gas or an oil that they're trying to grab as well in that area, which would be the financial part of it. But yeah, Lebanon and Israel have been fighting since, like Myron said, 1982, and the reason Hezbollah was literally made was to stop Israel from invading Lebanon. That's what's so funny. Like, all these damn terrorist groups or these proxies, they were made to stop Israel. Like, they weren't fucking, niggas weren't just bored and wanted to kill fucking Jews. No, they were made because Israel was bombing niggas, and they said, well, we need some way to bomb them back. It's pretty simple, guys. It's not hard to use your brain. And I appreciate Myron for pulling up the wikis, because, you know, niggas will be like, what? He's lying. He pulled the wikis up. You can see the information for yourself, you dumbasses. But yeah, Israel wants Lebanon. They've been wanting Lebanon since the late 1900s. So they're going to continue to bomb Lebanon, especially if we keep giving them aid. They're going to continue to bomb Lebanon. So that's not going to stop. The bombing of Lebanon is not going to stop. And the only way that will stop is if we stop funding them. No matter how much we tell them, hey, stop bombing Lebanon, you can't bomb them no more, they're going to keep bombing them because we keep giving them the bombs. So, yeah, there you go. This is why Israel is bombing Lebanon. This is like the religious, and that's why I like Myron, because before it was picked where it's at gone. Facts. It was like Madagascar and like I think Cuba or Brazil or some shit. But people were already there. I don't know why that was an excuse for them. They said people are already there. So was the niggas in Palestine, Argentina, yeah. But that's why I appreciate Myron, because he gave us the religious aspect of it, and this is like because what people don't understand is not only is it just a financial war with the energy, it's also a religious war. Okay, Israelis are very I don't want to say Israelis, but Israel is a very religious minded state. So some of the things that they go to war for are legit religious regions. Like this was a legit reason why they wanted to go to war, so they could capture this area right here for the castle, and for the there's financial reasons as well. So there's a bunch of reasons why Israel is doing what it's doing, but the ceasefire won't work. The memorandum to stop attacking each other won't work if Israel continues to bomb Lebanon and we continue to fund them. So we'll see how that goes, even though I know Israel's going to keep bombing Lebanon because we're going to keep giving them bombs. All right. We're at the end, but let's get a little clip of, let's see what these, let's see what, Let's see what these hoes is talking about real quick. If they ain't talking about shit, well, we'll get out of here. Since it's Monday, I want everybody to go relax. Who the fuck wants to do anything on a Monday, right? Head ass. Anyways, see what these hoes talking about.
My fair share of older men, and honestly, I like my 25, 26-year-olds. I think they're so fun.
You're a predator.
I'm 29. I'm 20.
I like younger guys because they like to fuck and I can take care of them. But eventually, after I finish taking care of them, they don't become attractive to me anymore because I'm the one taking care of them. So, I get fucked all the time. That's basically what she's saying.
29 years old. I'm 29 years old. It's legal. I'm not dating an 18 or 21, 22.
Can you?
I'd say like.
Shorty said, I'm not dating an 18 or 21, 22. When you doing one of them 24-hour streams, oh my God, bro. Imagine when I'm rich. Like when I don't have to go to work, then I'll do a 24-hour stream. I literally would stream because like, bro, when I'm done with this stream, I'm gonna go live and on the game on my other account on the game. So it's like I'm usually live. I'm usually live all the time. I really might even start doing like the fucking walking around streams, but I don't even like walking around. But yeah, I'm usually live, bro. Like I'm always live. Once I get to the point so I can follow, it's just on your head with G for gaming, on your head G. But once I get to where on Kick, yeah. Once I get to where I don't have to fucking work every day to live, then I'm definitely the streams it'll be more than one stream a day, and it'll definitely be longer. So don't worry. That's why I post all my clips and make sure I stay consistent with it. I just got to get used to posting on my YouTube again because that shit is a fucking like, oh my God, I hate posting on YouTube for some reason.
27, 28 is like, it's fun.
I don't know.
Like, because when I played the game, I used to stream all day. Like, I swear to God, I can stream on the game. I can do a 24-hour stream on the game easily. So doing this for 24 hours is not hard either. But I'm so used to streaming that I appreciate you, big dog. You're the goat. You're the fucking goat, Unc. But I'm so used to streaming that it's like that's not hard to do. I just don't have the time to like. It's not smart. Like it's not smart for me to it's not smart for me to stream for 24 hours and then I don't make money. So it's like that's why I do the hour stream for this, and then I try to keep my gaming stream to 2 hours, even though I don't even clip those, so they shouldn't even be 2 hours long either. So it's like, I'm telling you, bro, once I get where I need to be, the streams will definitely be, it'll be an every day. It won't even be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It'll be every day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know? Get you some bread from the juice. Sound good? I'm trying to tell you, that's all I need. Look, what my nigga said in the car, Benjamin Netanyahu, please, Benjamin Netanyahu, please save me, Benjamin Netanyahu, please save me, please. I'm doing the hand signs, please save me, Ben, please. Type shit. Like I'm telling you, once that shit hits, bro, I'm streaming every day. Kiss the wall. Facts. I got to get my yarmulke first.
Turn your headphones on. No, they can hear you.
No, I know. I don't know if she can hear me.
No, can I hear you?
No, because I'm not speaking anymore to you.
What's wrong with me? Like
type shit. Like that's exactly how you treat them. Cause like, why the fuck would I continue speaking to a dumb bitch?
Being a 27-year-old, I'm 29. My ex-fiance was 27. He was a great guy, very mature.
What? Your ex-fiance was 27? Oh my God, who would have thought? Why did you leave him? I thought you said you like him younger. Oh, when they're younger, they're a little bit broker. And when they're broker, you kind of got to take care of them. And when you're taking care of them, it gets unattractive because now you're taking care of now you're the mommy. And that's your son now.
Had his own business.
Question for you.
How dare you?
Can you elucidate a little bit more? Because you had made a comment that like people are predators. I'm assuming you meant like men. And like one of the grievances you had was like the guys that you had seen wanted women under 30.
Yeah.
And that they were predators. What do you mean by that?
So like,
damn, I wish you would have said under fucking 18. At least maybe we would have a conversation. But bitch said under 30 they're predators. Bitch, you're 29. What the fuck?
33.
You need to do like Valhalla. He only speaks sarcastically about the Jews because all these streaming has AI. So if you talk good, wink, wink, they put you in an algorithm. Facts. So I try not to. I mean, Valhalla. I won't. Oh yeah, he does it right. He does it right. He does it right. He does what Myron used to do. Like he used to call them boys and shit like that. He does it right. So he because he doesn't speak directly about the Jews, but we know who he's talking about. we know who he's talking about, but he does it right. I just gotta get it right, bro. I just gotta our great type shit. Like you see what I'm saying? He does it right. He's like, but he'll say it like in his tone though, like, you know, our greatest ally type shit. He does it right. So it's like if I want to do it right, no Diddy, but I just be like, I don't worry. Once I'm gonna do it right. I could do it right. I could do it right. And that's the problem with YouTube is that I'm so unfiltered, which is why I go to Kick. But I'm so unfiltered on YouTube. I would never be able to make it on YouTube. I'm so unfiltered. I'd be saying retard, Jew, Israel, all that shit. Like, and I hate that I have to fucking censor myself just to get right. But I just hate that I have to censor myself just to get in the fucking algorithm so niggas can see me. But if I have to reword how I speak, we might have a different conversation.
Perfect. 3-year-old going for an 18-year-old, I think is a little inappropriate. I think a 10-year gap, unless say
You said under 30, so it could have been from 18 to 29.
I'm 25 and the guy is 30.
Just the Jew shit,
that
yeah.
seems a bit fine. But when it comes to a girl that's just getting out of her preteen ages, and dating a man that is, there are some cases in some relationships that work really well, and they're beautiful relationships, and the guys are great, and that is amazing. But not a lot of people have good intentions.
So you would say anything beyond 10 years?
This is why you don't date 29-year-olds. Not a lot of people have good intentions, and guys are just bad. And I've seen it. I've been traumatized. That's the problem. This is why women shouldn't be going through trauma or bad experiences or horrible times, because they live with it. She thinks about that shit every time when that nigga said that shit and she didn't like it and how she was taking. She think about that shit every day. I'd never take care of another nigga again. She think about that shit all the time because trauma molds women into traumatized women, okay? It doesn't help them. It makes them scary-ass little kids, basically. So now everything, I can't, you're going to trigger me. So that's why we don't date older, because the older they are, the more trauma they have been going through. It's just math, okay? Just like the older she is, the more dick she's had. It's just math.
I feel like it depends on the age of the person. So if you're like 33, like I said, dating an 18-year-old, that's inappropriate. I think that's slightly inappropriate.
But do you feel like
They're
as they
just
get
getting out
older,
of high
as they get
school.
older, it doesn't matter.
Zoomed
So
in.
like, let's say someone's 18,
Freedom back from
you know
them.
what I'm
On
saying?
God.
And someone's 33. You know, because those are years of like adolescence. You know
That's
what
what I'm saying. There's a lot of development going on.
Let's say a girl's 30 and the guy's 45.
My nigga, what was so funny when my nigga was like, well, a drug addict is fucking for money. I mean, the porn star is fucking for money. They're all fucking for money. Like, if you're been clean, say we've perfectly cleaned the drug addict, they don't want to go back. We've perfectly cleaned the OF star. She doesn't want to go back. You can't unwhore the OF star. You can clean your system out of the drugs, but you can't fix your holes. You feel me?
That's fine because the woman's frontal lobe is developed. She's able to make the decisions that she needs.
Thing is coming.
No, but it's true. I know. I always talk about it because you kind of pass your immaturity phase. You're telling me a 29-year-old is the same as an 18-year-old?
Did you know about your frontal lobe at 18?
No, I didn't know shit
What
when I was
age
18.
were you when somebody said your frontal lobe wasn't developed?
when I was 13, my father would tell me all the time.
So, but you just told me you didn't know about it when you were 18.
But like I wasn't thinking when I was 18.
What? Or be a doctor. Facts, but they all want to be fucking hoes.
I see what you're saying. I would say that 25 is when your frontal lobe is developed.
When
I don't
you start
think
making
18.
better decisions.
Wait.
You guys for the science.
Wait, I don't get it. She said 25, your frontal lobe is developed. Then why the fuck do we let y'all do porn at 18 and choose how to take, get your genitals removed? You get to vote, you get to drive. Why do we let y'all do all that shit? You get to go to college, be on your own. Why do we let you do all that shit if your brain isn't developed till you're 25? That's just fucking dumb, right? So you basically, and it's so funny because when women say this, they're basically saying, I was stupid till 25. Damn. You was dumb as hell till 25. That just sounds like an excuse to be an idiot.
specific. I said, when did you hear about your frontal lobe being
when
developed?
I was young. Don't smoke marijuana because your brain's not going to develop properly.
No. Okay.
What the fuck? Oh my God! I'm trying to tell you. The older these bitches are, this is exactly how they sound, regardless of the color. I promise you, they all sound just like this one. Like, always got a dumbass answer. It's not even like it's like a dumbass answer because you just want to hear yourself speak. You're trying to be right about something.
Say this verbatim. At what age were you ladies when they said your frontal lobe isn't
18.
developed at? You learned that at 18. You learned it at 18. Okay.
I learned that at 13.
This is bull.
What's so annoying is bitch said she didn't know anything at 18. Then I learned it at 13. So you just ignored what you learned at first, and then you remembered.
Is this thing on?
It is on. I'm literally telling you. I got caught smoking weed, and my parents lost their shit, saying your brain is not developed, your frontal lobe is not developed.
Just so I make sure that I have. Do all of you guys? It seems like we have two ladies here that agree with the prefrontal lobe not being developed is significant with making decisions. How many of you guys agree with that?
Raise your hand.
I mean, don't they teach you that on like Dare or whatever? Isn't that like?
I'm just asking, like, if you guys agree with them that, like, hey, your frontal lobe isn't developed, so you agree. I saw you raise your hand.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you agree with that?
I mean, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so fair. Anyone else agree with that? Okay, just you four. Okay, how do you guys think we should fix that issue? Should we raise the age of adulthood?
Yes, of course.
What
I
should we raise the
definitely
age to?
believe that it should be like 25.
25.
Oh, for sure.
So 25 makes you an adult.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that would mean that you would not be able to do OnlyFans and you would not be able to do porn. You guys are totally okay with that?
I am.
Why did you assume that?
1,000%.
Yeah.
So you guys are not considered adults until.
I think it's disgusting that women and men can be in the adult industry at 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie.
And the fact
It's
that they're
disgusting.
using it to like just be like, oh, I just turned 18, like, and they use the.
I think it's disgusting that men and women could be 18 and go into the industry while I'm in the industry doing the disgusting shit. This is why, like, okay.
cusp to make them like subscribe. Like, that's disgusting. Because
Would this be only for men or women in your guys's?
both.
You think both genders
Yes,
are not adults until 25?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Maybe a little older for guys.
Because that's how they were being raised.
I feel like guys are like, I feel like guys hold their innocence a little bit longer than women do nowadays. So when I see a 20-year-old guy or 21-year-old, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. You're literally like fresh out of high school. Like, that's adorable. Like,
I feel
live your
like guys
fucking
are
life.
dumber than women.
I feel like guys are smarter than women.
No.
I mean, judging by this table.
Guys are really smart,
Yo, this nigga Bill's in the back.
and I feel like they're just picked on in society.
Let's be real. In
Okay,
general,
how about
man.
let's say this: guys are smarter in different areas,
Yes.
and women
Yeah.
are smarter in other areas.
Like what
We
area?
need each
I don't like this guy. Even though, let me not say that.
other, but I don't think that like women are very emotional, and I think like
Men are better at women in everything. In everything. When I mean in everything, the only thing we can't be better than them at is something we cannot do, which is give birth. We're better at them than everything. On God, yeah. I already know.
being 25 is like
But they were being raised correctly. They were being raised to be wives. They weren't being raised to be individual fucking boss babe, INDEPE. They wasn't being raised to do that. They were being raised to take care of a family and shit. So it's like, no, on God. And what else was the good thing was there was no internet. So bitch in Mexico couldn't see the niggas in New Mexico or in Nevada, or the bitch in North Dakota couldn't go see the niggas in Miami turning up. They had to deal with the niggas in North Dakota. That's what kept everything normal, okay? Because now you have to only deal with people that's in your vicinity, so you have to choose. Whereas now she can choose a nigga that lives in fucking Morocco.
where we should be, like not 21, 18, whatever.
All that 25 is crazy.
What I saw one episode of cartoon, it was like it was an arranged marriage. It was one episode of a cartoon. This is what's so funny to me. It was an arranged marriage. I think it was American Dad, and it was like an Indian like girl or something, and she was like, "Father, I don't love him." He said, "You will learn to love him." That's what you will learn. You gonna learn. Cause he gonna take care of you. The fuck, like, yeah, we gonna listen to what you want to do while you go run off with a Akbu. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine Aladdin didn't have the fucking genie. The bitch ran off with a fucking street rat. Scoundrel. Don't let me sing the song, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, these are the niggas these bitches choose. Like, they don't have no real thinking when it comes to men. They're just using their emotions. So that's why fathers chose the man you were with, because he knew that that man would be able to take care of you. More valuable today? No, literally.
It's crazy work. Let's be honest, chat. Like,
I don't
25
know,
men, women to be
I'm
legal.
saying.
Man, I'm trying to take shots
Like,
when I'm 21. That bitch
Yeah,
nigga, like,
okay, not alcohol.
Yeah, we're talking about the sex.
Not alcohol. You don't have to. You can drink alcohol if you're not an adult. What? Now we're picking and choosing. Them eggs at the store cost. God, that's how much a bitch OnlyFans costs probably too.
25 is OD.
I'm not saying.
I mean, like, look.
It might be even less.
You know that. Come on, huh?
Mike, I'm not saying
Real.
alcohol. I'm not saying alcohol. I'm saying like
Just in
emotion.
general.
Okay, I kind of like him
I'm
again.
saying-
I'm liking him.
Sorry, I'm not
I thought he was
saying
being a simp.
emotions. I'm
Okay, what?
saying like for relationships,
Yeah.
25 like is when your frontal lobe.
Wait. For relationships, so I can drink, I can drive, I can join the military, I can vote, I can go to college, but it's the relationships. That's where you got to draw the line. You can't get taken advantage of anything I just mentioned. Nothing else. Nobody could ever take advantage of you in any of those situations. But the relationships, oh, you're done. That's called traumatization. And this is why you don't date older bitches. You stay at the I barely go over 25. I'm trying to tell you. Women are supposed to mature faster than men, or at least that's what we've always been taught. Imagine. They're supposed to mature faster when their life is easy. That don't make no fucking sense. We the ones who got to take care of them and kill. Their mature faster is learning to be quiet and taking care of the house. We had to learn how to fucking kill animals with our bare hands and fucking sticks. Learn to mature faster. What do they even call maturing? What, being able to not, you know what I'm saying? Like being quiet and, not, like being feminine. Is that's how people see matureness as, like being feminine, being nice and understanding everybody and just being able to listen. And no, masculine. Maturing for masculine is harder, way harder. I don't even know. That's why it's so funny when they be like, women mature faster. You wish. They probably did.
Whatever.
But don't you?
Because most women hit puberty around like 12 or like 13 or 11, some shit like that.
Don't you find it interesting how he asked the question, right? Like, why does women like men that are younger? And in general, like women like men that are older. I mean, women like men like men that are older, and men like women that are younger. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the situation. It's biological. You know what I mean? And we're going back and forth 25 this and a third, but it's like, don't get me wrong, if you're 33 years old trying to date and marry a girl that's like 18, it's
We want a man who's gonna.
I knew I didn't like him. I'm telling you, I knew I didn't like this nigga. I knew something was up with this. I swear he's like dancing around it. Old men got retirement money and creeps. I don't know what creeps are. Like, he's trying to like be nice about it. And it's like, no, we like younger women. Y'all like. I would say simps do. Simps fuck the game up, and they can be old or young. There's always don't think just because the nigga has money that means he's not a simp. Most simps have money. Like, there's a lot of simps out here, bro. So it's like, please don't think because bro has money he has balls either. He doesn't have either. I mean, he doesn't have the balls, which is why he likes to get them stepped on. Because one offer, facts. But it's not even him being old and creepy. It's just him being an old simp. Like, a young simp could do the same thing, but the problem is, being younger, you don't have most likely the money. So most likely the older guy has the money. He's just a fucking simp. I'm telling you, these niggas be bitch ass niggas, bro. Like, this nigga is like simping right now, and I know he has money. I know he has some dollar bills. You know what I'm saying? I know he ain't hurting, but it's like, why are you over there like pandering to this bitch? Like, I mean, but you gotta understand though, like, okay, so just because we switching from money to resources, because it's just resources in general. So the older you have, the more resources you're gonna have. Money is just a resource, okay? So that's why it's biological, because it's just about resources. It's offer. I mean, but that's just life though. And that's why women are hypergamous. They usually go to where they can survive, and if you have more resources, they have a more they think they have a better chance to survive, which is the biological part of it. But it's just resources. I mean, it's all I'm telling you. From the beginning of time, it's just been all about resources. Like, who has the resources to take care of you? If the guy didn't have any resources, he was not procreating, you know. But resources, and this, like, resources back then was maybe you had a hut, a cave, you were strong, you could collect food good. You see what I'm saying? Those might have been the resources back then. Whereas now, resources now is money, house type shit. So it's just they look for the resources for survivability, which is the biological part, the survivability part.
Improve himself.
But it's like, yo, it's
plan things, like do things, you know.
I feel it.
I got 2 questions. Can the ladies raise their hand if it is true or not true?
Yeah.
All right. Who here is 25 or older? Raise your hand. Okay.
Hi, please.
Yeah, hi. Now, who here has had sex with a man or made a stupid decision at 25 or older? Raise your hand.
What does that even mean?
Oh yeah, I'm done. We don't have to watch this shit no more. I am done. I'm done.
Wire ass button right.
I'm done. I'm done with this shit. Oh fuck no. So you telling me after 25 you ain't never made a bad decision? Oh yeah, you getting up out of here. This bitch is Cope-osaurus right here. She's just coming out she's just shitting out bullshit out her ass and not respecting the logic of it. And that's why I fuck with this guy. I fucked with that guy from the beginning, because he was like, is this shit not on? Like, these bitches hearing me? Like, I'm telling you. You could just tell when a nigga ain't a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could see when he's talking to women, and it's not even that he was being disrespectful. He just was being honest. This nigga is like tap dancing and shit, which is lame. But I'm telling you, the other nigga, but the nigga with the hat, but bro. So you're telling me 18 from 1 to 25, you made all the decisions, all the bad mistakes in the world. And as soon as 25 hits, you stop making bad decisions. You ain't never made another bad decision since you turned 25. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Anyways, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. As you can see, we're still trying to figure out this peace deal because Israel's still bombing Lebanon. We won't have a peace deal most likely, so don't get your hopes up. And start collecting your oil now. Start putting oil in your car now, because Trump just said at the G7 summit, we have on tape, we only have 4 weeks left of the reserve oil. We have it on tape. So, oh my God. It's another day in fucking America. And I mean, in Israel, looking ass. Anyways, see what I'm saying? I like making my jokes. I gotta stop it. I'm sorry. Another day with our greatest ally, head ass. Anyways, Unc, I appreciate you for stopping by. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Unc, I love those subs that you give, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I will always shout you out for them subs. You are amazing, my brother. I really appreciate you stopping by every time I go live, because it's not every day, but every time I go live. But I will see you guys on Wednesday. Hopefully we don't get into more shit. If we do, I'll go over it. God damn it. See y'all boys on Wednesday. Peace.
The bitch shaking it, showing it. You this, you that. We laughing at them together. Oh! So stop treating these like they mean something.
Let's go to TikTok.